Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad.
Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. If you're living in the state of Colorado and Jared Polis is your governor, I extend to you my heartfelt condolences. His capital city just got 16 more busloads of illegal immigrants, largely from Guatemala, Venezuela, and Colombia, and this is how he responds, by singing a cringy rendition of Feliz Navidad. Polis went from telling Coloradans back in January that he was only helping NGOs and supposed Christian charities in flying migrants to their destination of choice, oftentimes in New York City or Chicago, with Denver just being a layover, so don't even worry about it, to now having his city resources run dry as they run out of space to shelter everyone, taking advantage of this invasion at the southern border. Would Governor Polis keep up his bizarre dancing if he were to be told about how ICE just arrested 26 illegal immigrants from Mexico, El Salvador, and Guatemala who were allegedly sexually preying on underage children in the Los Angeles area of California? As the Daily Wire notes, quote, ICE noted that in fiscal year 2022, it had arrested 46,396 foreign nationals with criminal history, including individuals with 8,164 sex and sexual assault offenses. The other crimes included 21,531 assault offenses, 5,554 weapons offenses, 1,501 homicide-related offenses, and 1,114 kidnapping offenses, end quote. Does that bother Governor Polis at all? Or does he not care because he sees dollar signs and loyal voting bases everywhere? All the rapes and murders that happen as a result, well, they're just part of the trade-off, I guess. Does the governor care about what's happening to children like this one spotted at the McAllen Miller International Airport on Christmas morning in Texas? Is this kid heading to Colorado like so many others from Texas? Where's his family? Who's going to take care of him? Do any Democrats in power with the ability to stop this care at all? Here is Muckraker reporter Carlos Arellano intervening to ask some questions.
You one of those escorts? Just asking because I see on the news that a lot of those kids go missing, man. How much you making on Christmas? 85,000 children missing. Here you are, moving one more.
And what about our kids? What about American children who are being born into a newly impoverished nation full of crime, racial grievances, and drugs everywhere? In states like California, newly released numbers from the NIH show how school suspensions for drug-related offenses hit a record high this past 2022 to 2023 school year, to over 63,000 incidents. That figure had been steadily declining in the years leading up to the 2016-2017 school year, when the recreational use of marijuana was legalized, and has now shot up considerably. Even though kids under 21 are not allowed to have pot legally in the state, it happens anyway because now marijuana is everywhere in schools, parents, cops. No one cares enough about prosecuting underage use of the drug because the pro-pot lobby is so massive and vicious that now the drug's everywhere and everyone seems to think it's fine, no big deal, relax. And it leads as a gateway to the use of other drugs. And for kids who are raised around drugs, and it's not so hard for them to go online to buy pills through social media, which often connect them with supplies from Mexican drug cartels that are laced with dangerous substances like fentanyl, contributing to the massive rise in OD deaths. That is now one of the main leading causes of death for young people in America ages 18 to about 40. Yeah, Governor Polis, keep on dancing. Joining us now to discuss is former law enforcement officer Mike Pugliese, the founder of the Pugliese Law Firm. Mike, thanks for being here tonight.
Kara, thank you for having me. Yeah, when you were showing the Colorado governor there, I thought I was watching a Saturday Night Live skit, that this was a total joke and a laughable event. Then you realize, no, it's not a laughable event. It's the real thing happening in one of our major states, and it's the highest office in that state. It's the governor. You know, if I was a African American, I'd be offended because he's obviously pandering to the Latin Americans. If I was Latin American, I'd be offended because he's actually tainting my culture and trying to make an embarrassment of my culture by acting like a fool out there. But the real story goes back to the open borders. On everything you're showing out there, it goes to what we're letting into our country.